All right, with Conor Garland, I'd ask you about the highlight of your offseason, but I saw the pics that were making the rounds. Any guy that gets married in the offseason, I would think wedding would have to be pretty high on the list of things you accomplished.
Yeah, I had a nice back-to-back week. My best friend, Ryan, and I all got married the weekend before. And we're obviously grew up with each other. And we've been couple friends for 7 years or so. So it was a great little thing, having his Saturday followed up by mine Saturday. Both of us were in it. So both of them were in Mass too. So it was a good time. Had my best friends from Arizona in, and Bowie came in, Huggy came in as well. So it was a good day. We golfed, we fished, and then we got married at 4. So it was a great day.
You get a honeymoon in?
No, we went to Worlds. She came with me. So we were overseas for a little bit. And we're both homebodies. We both like to stay home, do our stuff at the house, hang out, watch our movies. And we're not big travelers, so I don't think we ever will. But, we do enough together where we have a good time.
You mentioned the Worlds. There are a lot of guys that find reasons not to go. What was it about the experience, and ultimately, how did you enjoy your time in Latvia and Finland?
Well, my job's to play hockey, and anytime I get a chance to, I will. I was fortunate to get asked this year, and there's going to be a time when I'm 36, 37 where I'd love to get asked, and I won't. So I'll go whenever I have an opportunity, and if I get asked, I'll go. And we had a great time. We had about 5 NHL guys, and the rest were college kids. So cool experience for me just to kind of be a leader on that group, be one of the older guys, how to deal with the young kids, not just like the 22, 23-year-olds, the 18, 19 who were freshmen in college, still doing classes, while we were having dinner. So it was really cool. A lot of Boston kids that go to school at BCBU that I got in Harvard, got to stay in touch with them, see them in the summer. So I had a great time. Wish we would have done better, but lost in overtime in the semis, so it was tough. But hopefully I don't have too many more opportunities to go there. I'd love to make some deep runs here, but it is always a pleasure to represent your country.
Yeah, you talked about the bronze medal game. I mean, it became one of the real stories, Latvia and their first ever medal, and Artie doing his part. You guys on speaking terms?
Yeah, it was cool to see them celebrate. Obviously, we understood what it meant to them. We stood on the line a while and shook a lot of hands. They brought a lot of people on the ice. But it's for us, it was tough to rebound. We were 7-0, 8-0, and we had about 10 shots in overtime in the semis, and they had 1, and just a perfect shot, perfect placement that beat us. So we were crushed, and but it was cool to see them celebrate. Obviously, you'd like to win the bronze, but it's a tough tournament to rebound, and when your aspirations are gold and you lose out, it's hard to play 12 hours later.
You return here to Vancouver. Obviously, one of the big stories in the offseason was the buyout of OEL. Yeah. He's been there with you every step of the way in your NHL career, Arizona and here as well. What was your reaction to that news?
Just reached out to him. I know it was a burden on him for a while here. So I know that he's still a terrific player, a great teammate, a great leader. Florida got a good player. It's part of business. I think, we hope we could have probably kept him, but it's the way it goes. And, it's the weird's in a league spot right now with the cap not moving at all. So I'm sure it rebounds back to a little normalcy next year, but it's tough, and I'm sure he's going to do great this year. But like I said, that's the unfortunate side of the business. He's my longest tenured teammate, so it was fun to play with him.
Change is a fact of life in this business. What do you make of some of the new faces that this team went out and found in free agency?
Yeah, well, also even like Phil Hronik, we didn't get to play with him much. So getting Cole, who's been a solid defenseman forever, cup winner. Seuss, obviously one of the harder guys you'll play against, especially for me. I played against him 8 times in the COVID year. And then obviously against Seattle a lot. So one of the guys I hated going against, and so wasn't Phil. So it's good to get them both on the same team. I don't have to deal with them as much. And, obviously good forward additions as well. So we just got deeper. We just got better. We just have to, I'm sure everybody's talking about, get off to a good start. Get a tough schedule out of the gate, but I've been in training camps before, and they're hard, and you're ready to go. I think I've always got off to a good start under him, because you feel ready to go. You feel the intensity and the competition in camp right away, and that's a necessity.
You think those 36 games last year with him behind the bench, I mean, should help everybody hit the ground running?
Yeah, for sure. I was excited when he came in, just knowing what he brings. I've played my best hockey under him, and Greener really too, who are both kind of similar in the senses. But I loved playing for Tocchet. I'm glad he's back, and it's good for everybody to understand the system, understand the standard he wants, because it is a standard where it's, he doesn't care if you're at your best, but you better compete and you better play hard and you better be 100% for the team all the time, because he kind of sniffs that out, and he's just somebody that I love playing for, and all the guys here loved playing for him. So we're eager to get going and have some real games under him at the start here.
I think of your 2 years here, you've played for 3 coaches, 2 general managers. The captain got traded last year. I mean, there's just been so much noise and everything else that's going on, and a lot of that's out of the players' control, obviously. But as you return here, do you sort of feel like maybe there's some organizational stability now moving forward?
Yeah, I feel like the first time coming in, I didn't have a sense of everything going on. And then 20 games in, it kind of began, right? And then, last year, kind of the same stuff happens. But like you said, you got to control the controllables. And my play is something I can control, and it hasn't been where I wanted it at a consistent basis at all since I've been here. So it's been there, but it's just not a consistent basis. And I had a good summer this year, and I feel good and I feel confident. I never don't feel confident, but this year I feel much more, confident in my capabilities to go out and be the player that I can be for, a full season. And, I'm excited to get going, and I feel like the stability in the organization around the team is probably, the highest it's been since I've been here, and you can feel that as a player. So it's exciting times. You want to get going, and we understand, the last couple of years we've had those playoff aspirations, but really never acted upon them, I would say. We never really practiced like it or trained like it in training camp, where this year you can feel a difference. You can feel, the optimism, but also the focus around it, especially with Huggy and Petey and Millsy and Demmer kind of carrying the way, so everybody can sense it.
Awesome. Thanks, Connor. Really appreciate that. Yeah. Congrats on the wedding.